To warn you, Jack, about a potential and very serious threat to Jabot.
I've stolen Haynes' AI program. I want to make a deal with you. Are you interested?
The Young and the Restless, YNR, spoilers reveal that Detective Annie Stewart, Catherine Kresge, seems poised to help crack Noah Newman's, Lucas Adams' case. This new character is about to join the LA mystery, so let's talk about what's in store. Catherine Kresge will make her first appearance as Detective Annie Stewart on November 20th, so it won't be long until she's on screen. You might recognize Kresge from her 2024 role as Drive Sawyer on General Hospital, or perhaps her brief 2011 stint on All My Children. Kresge has also appeared in plenty of other film and television projects like Fantastic Four, A Good Day to Die Hard, Chicago Med, NCIS, Hawaii, SWAT, and more. Now Kresge is joining the cast of YNR as Detective Annie Stewart, who may prove more helpful than Detective Burrow, Matt Cohen, has been so far. There are good reasons to believe Burrow may be a pretend cop, or at least a dirty one, since he's clearly not being honest with the Newmans. Detective Stewart, on the other hand, will hopefully be the real deal and could be crucial to solving the mystery of Noah's wreck. Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, are desperate to uncover the truth, so Detective Stewart will use her investigative skills and try to deliver some answers. Since Noah is set to awaken soon, Detective Stewart will no doubt have some questions for him. The same goes for Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, and Mitch Bacall, Roger Howarth, since they're concealing some things that could be pertinent to Noah's case. If all goes well, Detective Stewart will gather the puzzle pieces and do her part to make sure the whole story comes out. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Detective Stewart will be sticking around for a multi-episode arc, so stay tuned for updates on all the wild news to come. Are you enjoying all the LA drama so far? What do you think really happened that night in the canyon? YNR fans won't want to miss the next phase of Noah's mystery, which will bring some great twists and turns. The advent of the public internet in the late 20th century was heralded as a dawn of a new enlightenment. Visionaries promised a global village, a digital agora where information would be free, borders would dissolve, and collective human intelligence would flourish. For a time, this promise seemed to be unfolding. Encyclopedic knowledge was suddenly at our fingertips. Communication with anyone across the globe became instantaneous and cheap, and niche communities formed around shared interests, offering belonging to those who felt isolated in their immediate physical surroundings. This utopian ideal, however, contained within it the seeds of a profound and disruptive transformation that its early proponents failed to foresee. We are now living in the aftermath of that transformation, an era defined not by a unified global village, but by a fragmented and often hostile landscape of competing realities. The central argument of this essay is that the architecture and economic models of the digital age have systematically rewired our social interactions, our cognitive processes, and our very perception of truth, fracturing a once shared consensus reality and plunging us into an epistemological crisis. Understanding the mechanisms of this fracture, the shift from a broadcast to a narrowcast media model, the rise of the attention economy, and the algorithmic curation of experience, is the first step toward envisioning how we might begin to mend the fabric of our shared understanding. The pre-internet media landscape, for all its flaws, operated on a model of broadcast. A limited number of television networks, newspapers, and radio stations disseminated information to a mass audience. While this created gatekeepers and could perpetuate certain biases, it also provided a common set of facts and a shared cultural narrative. Millions of people watched the same evening news, read the same headlines on the front page of a nationally respected paper, and discussed the same events around the water cooler the next day. This curated consensus was not always perfectly accurate or fair, but it created a baseline of shared experience, a common ground from which debate and discourse could proceed. The parameters of the discussion were largely set, and while opinions on what to do about a given issue varied wildly, the issue itself was generally agreed upon. This model began to erode with the rise of cable news, which introduced partisan channels, but it was the internet that delivered the final, shattering blow. The monolithic broadcast tower was replaced by a billion individual megaphones, each capable of reaching a global audience. This democratization of voice was the promised liberation, but it also dismantled the very idea of a central square, replacing it with an infinite, unmapped labyrinth of digital alleyways. This fragmentation was dramatically accelerated by the underlying economic engine of the modern web, the attention economy. In a digital space where countless platforms and content creators vie for visibility, the most scarce and valuable commodity is not information, but human attention. The business models of the most powerful companies in the world, Meta, Facebook, Google, TikTok, are predicated on capturing and holding our focus for as long as possible to serve us targeted advertising. This fundamental incentive structure has profound consequences for the type of information that thrives online. Content that is emotionally charged, morally simplistic, outrage-inducing, or confirms pre-existing biases is far more effective at capturing attention than content that is nuanced, complex, or challenging. A carefully reasoned, balanced essay on a complex geopolitical issue cannot compete with a meme that reduces the same issue to a villain and a hero, or a short video that stokes tribal fury. The system is not optimized for truth, civic discourse, or personal well-being. It is optimized for engagement. And as it turns out, the most reliable drivers of engagement are the basest human instincts: fear, anger, and tribal belonging. This creates a perverse feedback loop where the most extreme and emotionally manipulative content is systematically amplified, making the digital world feel increasingly hysterical and hostile compared to the more moderate reality of most people's offline lives. The primary vehicle for this amplification is the algorithm. These complex, opaque pieces of code are designed with one goal: to predict what will keep a user scrolling, clicking, and watching. To do this, they build a sophisticated psychological profile of each user, learning their inclinations, fears, and desires with terrifying precision. The algorithm then serves a curated stream of content designed to be maximally engaging for that specific individual. The result is the creation of a personalized reality, a filter bubble or echo chamber, where one's existing beliefs are constantly reinforced and rarely, if ever, challenged. If you lean slightly to the left politically, your feed will soon be filled with content from the far left, framing the other side as not merely mistaken, but evil or insane. The same process happens on the right. An interest in alternative health can, through a series of algorithmic nudges, lead a user down a rabbit hole of anti-vaccine propaganda and conspiracy theories about global elites. The algorithm doesn't care about the truth value of the content. It cares only about its stickiness. This process creates a phenomenon known as algorithmic